Good evening. My name is Brian Ives, and I am the producer of the Cultural Connections podcast. We are coming to you live here now, officially on Saturday morning, November 7th at 12:38 a.m. for a 12:30 a.m. update on the 2020 election on this election special that we are continuing to do to present you with the latest up-to-date information on the results as they become available. Before we get in depth on that information, I want to remind our viewers that are watching that we are live currently right now. We are currently live streaming via 4 different platforms. That includes Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. For our users that are watching on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, please be aware that because of the fact that we are recording this live via Zoom, I am unable to see your comments as often during this live video. If you would like to comment during this live video and you would like me to answer a question and you'd like me to notice it, you are better off going over to Instagram, where we are also live. And that is why you'll see me also holding my phone in my hand. And I will be able to see your comments live here through Instagram. So without further ado, let's get into the headlines here about the latest up-to-date information on the election. But first, I like to recap where the votes currently stand. So let's do that right now, and then we will get into the results first of what we know, and then I'll show you the latest maps and information on where the rest of the race currently is standing. Here we go. All right, so our 2020 election special here, and these graphics here, hold on, are not showing the way I had anticipated. Bear with me for just a moment to adjust this for a second. Hold on a moment. There we go. Okay, that's what I wanted. Sorry about that, folks. We had some technical glitch there. All right, we'll retry that again. Sorry about that. All right, so again, our 2020 election special here. So what are we watching for? This is still what remains of what we're watching for. We are still looking out for Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Arizona, and Georgia. Again, here is a look at the Electoral College map. We'll get into this further in a few minutes. This is as of Tuesday night, what we expected the map to look like. We'll get further in detail of what the map now looks like in just a few minutes. We are going to make projections now that we already do know and we have announced before, but are going to do again. We can project that Joe Biden will win the state of Massachusetts. We can project that Joe Biden will win the state of Maryland. We can project that Joe Biden will win the state of Maine. We can project that Joe Biden will win the state of Vermont. We can project that Joe Biden will win the state of Virginia. We can predict that Joe Biden will win the state of New York. We can project that Joe Biden will win the state of New Jersey. We can project that Joe Biden will win the state of Delaware. We can project that Joe Biden will win Washington, D.C. We can project that President Trump will win the state of Oklahoma. We can project that President Trump will win the state of Kentucky. We can project that President Trump will win the state of Arkansas. We can project that President Trump will win the state of Mississippi. We can project that President Trump will win the state of Louisiana. We can project that President Trump will win the state of Alabama. We can project that President Trump will win the state of Wyoming. We can project that President Trump will win the state of North Dakota. We can project that President Trump will win the state of South Dakota. We can project that President Trump will win the state of West Virginia. We can project that President Trump will win the state of Idaho. We can project that President Trump will win the state of Utah. We can project that President Trump will win the state of Nebraska. We can project that President Trump will win the state of Illinois. We can project that President Trump will, that Joe Biden will win the state of Illinois. We can project that Joe Biden will win the state of Minnesota. We can project that Joe Biden will win the state of Colorado. We can project that Joe Biden will win the state of New Mexico. We can project that Joe Biden will win the state of Oregon. We can project that Joe Biden will win the state of Washington. We can project that Joe Biden will win the state of Hawaii. We can project that Joe Biden will win the biggest prize of them all, California. We can project that Joe Biden will win the state of Michigan. We can project that Joe Biden will win the state of Wisconsin. We can project that Joe Biden will win the state of Arizona. We can project that Joe Biden will win the state of New Hampshire, and we can project that President Trump will win the state of Florida, and we can project that President Trump will win the state of Texas. What's left and what is too close to call right now is still the states of Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, Nevada, which is leaning Democrat, and Alaska. Now you're probably saying, well, wait a second. You already just said that Joe Biden won Arizona. I'm going to get in depth to that in a minute because I want to explain what's going on. And I also just want to explain with Alaska, it's not necessarily that Alaska is too close to call. This is more, in fact, that Alaska's vote count is very slow. And we're just a little over halfway with the votes. Therefore, we cannot make a projection yet. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a minute. I'm going to turn the camera back to me here, and I'm going to get ready to share my screen again to show you what we are looking at with these numbers here as they currently stand. So without further ado, I'm going to show you this map here, which is which is the 270 to win map, and then I will then get into other details with you. So here we go. Here is the map that I wanted to indicate. Now, as you can see here on this map, this is currently indicating that Joe Biden has won the state of Pennsylvania. It's important that we emphasize here that no media outlets have independently called the state of Pennsylvania yet. We are watching as Joe Biden's lead in Pennsylvania continues to increase. Right now, Joe Biden has leads in Pennsylvania, Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada. If Joe Biden does, in fact, win the state of Pennsylvania, he does win the presidency. And as you see here, would be over 270. We are not calling Pennsylvania yet, nor have the other networks. But this website here, 270towin.com, has independently called the state of Pennsylvania in the favor of Joe Biden. Looking at the latest numbers, Joe Biden continues to extend on his lead here right now with 3,336 votes, 300,336,000, 913 to President Trump's 3,308,077. Let's do some math here so you can see exactly how many votes separate these two men. And if you're on Instagram, you're going to get to see that math being done right in front of you before my phone falls. So here we go. What just happened? And I just lost my pen. I just can't believe that. My pen just flew out of my hand. And I don't know where my pen just went. Folks, bear with me for 1 second. This is a very bizarre situation. My pen flew. Pen just flew out of my hand. Stand by, folks, for 1 second. We'll be able to get this for you if I can find where my pen just went. This is a very strange situation here. My pen just literally flew out of my hand. Okay, well, I can't get, sorry about that to our Instagram users. I'm going to turn the camera back towards me. This is certainly a very strange situation here. And I don't know where my pen just went. Did it go in this bag? Oh boy. Okay, well, I'm not going to delay this any further because I have access to other pens. I know the pen will be found at some point. So bear with me again just for one more moment. All right. Well, bear with me for 1 second. Instagram users, we're gonna here on YouTube, our Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter users, you're going to get to hear some Jeopardy music for a few minutes instead, because I'm gonna off here for a moment, and instead you're gonna hear some Jeopardy music while we locate a pen quickly. And Instagram users, you're gonna get to come with me. So bear with me for 1 second. All right. Pause this here. We're now going to be able to do the math. I have another pen here. We're gonna find the other pen that literally went flying out of my hand. That was purely strange. And we're gonna go back and look at the numbers here now. Let me pull the screen and share again. I'm gonna go with the site here, road to 270.com. Oh my god, I don't know who's the cap on this one. Okay, so here we go. Let's do this with share screen. Let's go to Safari. Here we go. And here we go. Now I can officially do the math for you. And here we go. 3. Okay. Okay, so if I did my math correctly, this is where the vote count currently stands here. Instagram users, you're seeing that number first, and it is backwards here. So Instagram users, you are seeing that number here first, and that is 28,836 votes that now separate Vice President Biden from President Trump here in Pennsylvania. Clearly, we're watching as Vice President Biden's lead continues to go up here in Pennsylvania. So looking at those numbers, that's what we're seeing. I want to independently verify this with other outlets because I think very soon we may see the state of Pennsylvania get called for Vice President Biden, given with what we're seeing is left with the votes. We just need to wait a little bit longer to be certain on this, but as soon as we have that the number is, assuming we watch these numbers continue, then we'll be able to watch that happen. And the numbers that I just gave you here are at 3,336,913 are not entirely fully reflected onto what is on here on Route 270 to win.com. And so here you have CBS News, which is reporting 3,336,887. This is as of 2 hours ago. There has not been actually another update for Pennsylvania since then. Let's look here in Georgia. As of 16 minutes ago, Joe Biden continued to add to his lead here in Pennsylvania. I'm sorry, in Georgia. We continue to see more votes added in there for Joe Biden. So his lead actually has increased from where it was. Joe Biden is currently leading that state with 2,457,000. 2,457,000 540 to President Trump's 2,453,110. I'm going to do the math here for you so you can see exactly how many votes separate these two men. Here we go. Okay, that was an easy number to get. Let's show you the numbers here. Here in Georgia, Joe Biden is leading President Trump by 4,430 votes. That is a lot slimmer than what we have here in Pennsylvania, where Joe Biden is leading by roughly close to now 30,000, almost nearly 30,000 votes. Again, we're just watching this to continue to make sure that these vote that continues to be the case here. Joe Biden did address the nation earlier, again, asking for patience, asking and telling people that they do believe that they are on the path to victory. We are also learning this evening of other news here, just in relation that President Trump's chief of staff, Mick Mulvaney, has tested positive for COVID-19. That was just announced earlier this evening. Let's get into the other news outlets here that we can, and so we can show you here what exactly. I just need to check on one thing here. Okay, so as we are seeing here, I want to get into. Let's go over to ABC News if we can, and I will show you what they're reporting for numbers, and then we can really dive into things closely, which definitely helps. Again, Joe Biden saying he is confident that they will win the presidency. Let's look at these latest numbers. Again, here is Pennsylvania. Let's look at this much closer. I'm going to move this out of the way. And I want to really examine these more closely. And again, here is Pennsylvania, where they currently have Joe Biden sitting at the same thing I just said, with 50% of Joe Biden now having 50% of the vote to President Trump's 49%. So again, Biden continuing to pull ahead here in Pennsylvania. Joe Biden now leading with again, as I said to you, the 3,336,897 to Trump's 3,308,054. So Biden is continuing to grow his lead here in Pennsylvania. Looking at some of these counties like Chester County, Biden is really leading now significantly with 95% of the vote in. In Montgomery County, Joe Biden is leading significantly. Again, these are all Democratic counties. Bucks County, Joe Biden is continuing to edge out on his lead here. Again, it's close, but Joe Biden is leading on it. Lehigh County, Joe Biden has again continuing a significant lead over here. In Northampton County, Joe Biden is is increasing his lead over here. It was a little slimmer than this before, but the latest vote count that came out continues to show Joe Biden with the significant number there. So that's increasing. In Monroe County, Joe Biden has increased his lead here. And now in Lackawanna County, Joe Biden has also increased his lead to almost 10 points. So that's significant. We also are now seeing here Dauphin County. Joe Biden is leading this county significantly, almost by 10 points. In Center County, he is also leading significantly here. Joe Biden leading significantly over here as well in this county. So again, we'll keep watching this one. In Allegheny County, which is where Pittsburgh is located, again, another county, Biden is leading by now 20 points. His lead continuing to grow in this county, not even close there. And then lastly, here in Erie County, where Biden is also adding to his vote here in this county as well, with 95% of the vote in. So we're continuing to watch this closely because we believe by tomorrow we may see this race called. If we watch overnight, these numbers continue along the same path with Biden adding to his numbers, then yes, it is very likely that Biden will be the projected winner of the president of the United States of America. So we will continue to watch this very closely. I do want to, although, bring us attention to the other races right now, and I want to go back first to Route 270 to win to look at Arizona. Arizona continues to be getting closer and closer. President Trump trying to get that state, but Joe Biden also continues to edge up on his lead each and every single time. Right now, Joe Biden is leading with 1,604,067 votes to President Trump's 1,574,206. So let's do the math here to see how many votes separate these two men. Let's do the math. Okay, so if we go by the number I have here for you, I'm going to show this to Instagram first, and then I'll say the number out loud as well. Here you go. Here on Instagram, 29,861 votes are what separate President Trump from Joe Biden here in Arizona. Again, that is why this race is too close to call. We have around 98% of the vote in, but again, looking at this, even though Joe Biden, what it is appearing here is that while President Trump is trying to chip away at that lead, his vote tally in certain counties is not where it should be. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean right now by going over to the state of Arizona. We're specifically talking about Maricopa County, where Joe Biden's lead is now over 1 million votes. He now has 1,004,003 votes to President Trump's 950,503. So he's up now by at least 2 points in this, and that's getting away from President Trump. This is, again, latest numbers that are coming in. So again, as this continues here, Joe Biden is losing on his lead, but President Trump is not gaining on his lead. Therefore, again, as what we're seeing here is that really President Trump is likely not going to be able to take. It's going to be a long shot for President Trump to take the state of Georgia with him. I'm sorry, the state of Arizona with him. And looking at these other counties, they're not even close right now. Joe Biden with double digits here, 20-point leads in Santa Cruz here. Again, it's very similar situation. These are smaller counties that don't have as many votes. But Joe Biden now really that last set of numbers that came in with President Trump only getting 48% of the vote in the last time that the numbers came in, that's an increasingly tattletale sign that it's really going to be a challenge for President Trump to catch up here in Arizona. So we're going to have to watch that closely. The other state we're watching closely is the state of Nevada, and I want to bring that here into fruition too. In Nevada right now, Vice President Biden has also extended on his lead here with 632,558 votes to Donald Trump's 609,901. And you know what? I think in our minds here on Cultural Connections, we are ready to make a projection.
This is a Cultural Connections projection.
We can safely project that we believe that Joe Biden will take the state of Nevada with its 6 electoral votes. We're going to project that ourselves here because looking at these numbers here now, we think it is safely to be that Joe Biden will take the state of Nevada with him. He is now up by 9 points here in Clark County, which is where Las Vegas is located, and that is a heavily Democratic area, almost now 9 points practically. And then the other area of the state here is Washoe County, where he's up by 4 points and continues to extend on that lead. So we can safely take the projection that Joe Biden will take the state of Nevada with him, giving him now the 6 electoral votes to bringing his total now to 264 electoral votes. We do believe that Joe Biden has enough room here to take the state of Nevada with him. So we are making that projection to ourselves here. Looking at these numbers, we really do believe that because these numbers are just far enough ahead that it only is only it makes explanatory sense. And I just want to explain again about Alaska. Again, as you're not seeing for whatever reason the data coming in here with Alaska because there is some issues with data coming through, and right now Alaska only has 56% of the vote in. And President Trump, it does have an overwhelming lead in the state. So again, we are going to project here as well that President Trump will take the state of Arizona. Now, what I want to do here, I want to bring our map up to date here of what we look at here to show you exactly where things stand. So this is going to be our 2020 Electoral College map. And this is where we're currently looking at if we were to really examine where things stand. This is what it would look like at the moment. We know you just heard me make that projection here in Nevada. That should actually, for some odd reason here, this map appears to have its numbers off. I'm not entirely sure as to why. But again, if with looking at this here, actually, I apologize, it is not off. That is, I think, I'm just double looking over things here because I'm looking at this here. Okay, it appears to be what we are actually expecting. So, again, looking at this here, the state of Nevada, we have given to Joe Biden. Now that gets Joe Biden technically up to 260. It should be 263 electoral votes if we have our math actually correctly. Now, what happens from here on out? This leaves us with 4 states. So let's say President Trump takes the state of Arizona. We'll give that to him. It's a high likelihood at the moment. If President Trump takes the state of Pennsylvania, here's where the numbers would be. If he takes the state of Georgia, this is where the race becomes. This leaves Arizona. President Trump would have to win the state of Arizona to make the presidency. If he does it and Joe Biden wins it, Joe Biden becomes president. That's one outcome here. And I'm just going to leave these outcomes blank for the moment. And let's say Joe Biden just takes the state of Pennsylvania afterwards. Joe Biden becomes president. Now, here's what we think is going to happen. And this is our prediction. It is not a projection. With the remaining 11 electoral votes there that we would project and predict here that Joe Biden would take the state of Arizona with him as well, getting to 291. And we also project that predict that Joe Biden will take the state of Georgia. Now, we are aware that the state of Georgia has issued a recount at this time. Once all votes are in, there will be an official recount. But again, with Joe Biden in the lead, it is likelihood that that vote will probably remain where it is. But again, this is our prediction on what we expect the final map to look like. And again, we should be probably by sometime tomorrow be getting an actual project. We'll be able to actually project on this sometime today, actually, I should say, because it's after midnight. We're going to continue to watch all of this very, very closely. And I just lost what I was looking at here. So we're going to continue really looking at this closely. I want to bring in here the Senate race here. Is this North Carolina? Yes. Okay, we are looking here at the Senate race here in North Carolina, where we can clearly tell you, looking at this right now, that this race is also still too close to call. And this is because of the fact that both Cal Cunningham and Tom Tillis are too close. It's really a very close race there. However, the Republican Tom Tillis is chipping away, is continuing to extend on his lead there. So we're not ready to make a projection. We want to just wait and just see how the numbers continue. Let's take a look at this a little more closely here with exactly how many votes separate these two candidates, these two men here. And I'm going to do that math for you right now. All right, so if I did my math here correctly, we can tell you looking at the numbers here, and this is starting to get far enough away that we might be able to make a projection here soon, which looks like the Republican will likely take this seat. Republican Tom Tillis, the incumbent, will likely take the seat of the Senate seat here in North Carolina. But you can see he's ahead by 96,472 votes. The reason why this hasn't been called yet, and I can show you this more specifically, if we can pull up the Senate information here on this North Carolina race, which is why it hasn't been called, is because some of these counties here still have a lot. We're at 97% of the vote. There's 179,000 votes remaining. So therefore, right now, hypothetically speaking, yes, Cal Cunningham can come back from where he is. What the point is that he's at right now and gain some momentum. We don't expect that really at the moment. I mean, it's a very unlikelihood. I mean, I'm looking here at, for example, at where the county of Mecklenburg, which is where Charlotte is located, and he has a strong margin there. But I don't. I mean, that could possibly add in a significant amount of votes. We're going to have to really watch this closely. So it is possible. I'm not going to say it's not. The other Senate races in Georgia, both Senate races for both Senate members are going to a runoff in January. So we do not have declared winners over there. That is going to a runoff. Um, again, here looking at just some of these numbers in Nash County, Cal Cunningham with the 49-point lead. I mean, some of these are smaller. So, but like, look at this. This is another big one here. I mean, Greensboro, I mean, these are big Democratic areas. So it's still, anything is possible. We have to wait till all the votes are counted. This could also turn into a recount. I don't believe North Carolina has the same laws on getting to 50% of the vote in order to not for there to be a runoff. I don't believe North Carolina has the same number situation there. But again, we want to keep looking here at these to see when the latest data comes through to us. And the last set of data was at 12:37 in the morning. So there has not been any additional data. And Pennsylvania last gave us numbers as of 3 hours ago. We are probably we can get numbers again at any time. And we do not have any more at the moment. As of 35 minutes ago, that was the last time we had numbers coming into us from Georgia. Arizona has not given us any other numbers either, with 97% of their vote in. They last gave us numbers as of 4 hours ago, so we haven't gotten any new numbers there. And Nevada, the last time we got new numbers from Nevada was 7 hours ago, and we are expecting that in the morning. So with that really said, there isn't much more that I can bring to you at this time. We're going to continue to really check on all of this and continue to track these results as they come in. So please keep it tuned here to Cultural Connections. We will be continuing to monitor everything with this election. If there's any developments overnight, we will bring them to you and come on here live. But for now, this has been a Cultural Connections 2020 election update. My name is Brian Ives, and I am the producer of the Cultural Connections podcast. Thank you for tuning in to this 2020 election update. I'm Brian Ives.
This is a special edition of the Cultural Connections podcast, the 2020 election. Join us this evening as we digest the election results, analyze the data, and make some bold predictions. This is the Cultural Connections podcast, 2020 election edition.